Hello, my lovely listeners. As today is the very potent manifestation portal day, and I believe it's Kazimi in Taurus happening every 100 years, so just once in our lifetime, I thought I jump in, and I'm speaking to you through my migraine. So speaking to you through a bit of pain. Actually it's quite a lot of pain, but anyway, I am trying to pitch what I say, and I always say living through pain, and life is happiness and pain, and when we embrace both of those things, that's where the true experience of life comes through. And we can also observe the pain and not let it take you over and you being a victim. And this is a very good day for your manifestation. So really going into the things that you would like to happen to you and for you and maybe for others, and looking for your happy place in life. Where would you like to be? What would you like to achieve? It's the manifestation and the things that we would like to have are very obviously often physical ones, and things that we would like to surround us and in which we would like to live. Or it might be freedom, or it might be having a prosperity that we would like to live in. All of those things are things that the best way that the spiritual teachers are explaining how to achieve them is feel them as if they are now. And to do that, the first step, the biggest step is being really grateful for those things as if they are happening now, and looking for things that you do have already, which you are surrounded with, that you could be grateful for. And to do that, a very good exercise is journaling. For me also, to manifest things, is this podcast which I run because this is my passion. I love talking, expressing my emotions, my feelings, in hope that they could help anyone else there. And really the word that I wanted to say today to everyone is the theme of the meaning, the theme of, is my life having a meaning? What does it mean that I am here? What is the aim of life? What is the aim of me? And what is the goal maybe, and why it's all there, and how easy it is to lose it, and sometimes how easy it is to think about it as an, this is my life, this is my aim, this is what I would like to achieve, this is what life is really meaning, and this is what being human really means. I was thinking about this, and what I came in my meditation, or what my thoughts were around, are two things. We either think that we are not important, or that we are less important, or that our life is not important. That's very often a thought that we could have, especially with sort of lower self-esteem, or the lack of belonging, or if things are not getting as we would like them to be. So the importance of how important our life is, how important we are, and that's when you start to compare yourself to other people, maybe, which is never a good thing, because what it is, we are all important, and no one is more important and no one is less important when it comes to humans. And I think that's a very good thing to remember, and kind of take your importance on, and a validation, or for me saying that you are very important, and the reason that you are here on earth, there is a reason. There is always a reason, no matter what you are going through, no matter what your circumstances, there is a reason. And the same way there is a reason for you, there is a reason for everyone else. So for people who are really good to you, and for people who love you, and for people who are your friends, but also for all the other people. And sometimes it's hard to understand what people who maybe are not necessarily doing good things, or leading what we perceive a good life, but there is a reason for everyone. No one came to this earth without the reason. So the importance is different, and the importance is varied for all of us, but everyone is neither more important nor less important than everyone else. And I think for me, I just have to remember that sometimes when I put myself down, or where things are when I don't feel like I belong, or when I sometimes feel rejected, or when I tend to put people on pedestals, looking at them as maybe more important, I have to remember and come back to my own importance. And then the other thing, because I was talking about the environment and subjects like global warming, kind of on a bigger scale, the other thing is that humanity is thinking that humanity is the most important thing on earth, and it's above everything else, is above nature, above animals, above everything else. Is like we are the rulers of the world, and Mother Earth is here to serve us, and everything else, the nature is here to serve us, the weather, all the elements are here to serve us, which obviously is not true. And this is this way of thinking is really not being aligned with nature, is not really helping us to live. And thinking that we are above the nature is really in contradiction to how we are supposed to live. And obviously, I am generalizing here, there are adjustments and there are amendments, and we are using nature, and nature is helping us with everything it's got. Everything is as if it's created for us, but being too egoistical, being too boastful, being too not using the resources as we're supposed to use, and overusing these resources, and not appreciating how much we receive from nature, and how everything here is ecosystem for us to live, and overusing this for control, for power, for money, for luxuries beyond what is necessary, or even kind of even more than we need to live in luxury. So all those things, just to be mindful of, that we are not here as masters of the earth, even though it seems this way, even though we can cut and damage and pollute and throw rubbish and everything like that. That doesn't mean that at the end nature and earth is much more powerful than us, much more is going to live and could be lived over us. And if there was no nature, if everything was polluted, that would be end of us. So I think that sometimes that human just forget that, and I believe, and that's a fact, that nature will always win. By nature I mean Mother Earth. And we see some natural disasters and and ecological disasters, where that means that human cannot live there, but nature slowly overtakes, and nature can live there, nature can adjust. It's humans that are so fragile that they need a specific, very specific environmental elements and environmental way to be able to live. So we are such a fragile creatures on one hand, and on the other we think that we are kings of the world and everything should be slave to us, and that's not the case. We are here to help and to support and live with the nature, not against the nature. So these are kind of two separate sides. One of them as individual, not seeing our own worth often, and not feeling that we have some worth, that we have aim, that there is a reason for us, and on the other hand just being reckless and kind of not seeing what is around you, how things are. And I believe that if you go in the nature and contemplate and observe and see in the woods, in the meadows, and see the life around you, this is going to really help you see this reason. The reason being is to live. The reason being is to help, is to be a part of the ecosystem, is to make the life of others comfortable and safe and pleasant, the same as you do to yourself, and you do it through love. The first love that there is love inside you for yourself. The other love is the love for people. And if your work if that brings you abundance, and it brings you prosperity, it's supposed to bring you abundance and prosperity, because what you give outside, it's coming to you, back to you in tenfold. And that Bible talks about this, and this is just a law of nature. What you are, what you emanate, what lights you up comes back to you. And it's not something that you can sort of fully control and say, oh, I'm feeling great today, I'm feeling abundant, I'm feeling the prosperity. Is a constant waking up and going into this sort of feeling, and trying to be like this every day. And this is kind of our work for all of our lifetime. It's not like once you achieve it, it can be kept forever, because things are happening around you, the things that are not in your control, and they also have impact on you. It's just how you take them on and how you see them, and then how you transmute them and digest them, every time, every day, every year. That's how then you are. That's through what you create your reality. And the tool for that is obviously love. The tool for that is compassion. Another tool is understanding, compassion. Yes, obviously other is meditation. So being able to step out of the thoughts. What I mean by stepping out of the thoughts is not being carried away by this thought. It's almost like taking a little 1 centimeter step on the side and thinking and looking at the thought and being aware of what you are thinking, right? Not being carried away by this. This is definitely the first step, and love and understanding are the other ones. So I hope this helped. These were just my thoughts on Sunday. I know, and this is one of my manifestations for this podcast, to be really well received and to help. So even though I'm speaking through my migraine. I do want to be consistent, and I know that with everything you do, this is a good way of achieving the whatever goal you set up for yourself. And the last story that I would like to finish with was the story that I've heard on one of the training sessions that I listened to this week. It was about this, the trainer was talking about this party that he went to, and he met this guy who was in his mid-60s, and he achieved everything. His kids had trust funds, he had a really good job, paid off mortgage. So he achieved all the goals that he set up for himself at the age of 65, and he was talking about not having any more reasons or meaning or goals, because what happens if you achieve those goals? And I know I was thinking like how far away my goals seem to me to achieve all of them, but also for me, I know that I would have it would be very easy for me to just get another goal. So goal it kind of comes up and springs out like a flower from another flower, and then just grows like a vine. So I was not really able to put myself in the shoes of this guy who at age 65 achieved everything, and I admire that he did, and I wish I could be like that as well. But also my imagination is so creative and is so imaginative that I think if I was there, I would be able to come up with further goals. And this is just also a metaphor of how when we get to a goal, how we are going to be then. Is it going to be something else that is going to spark our will of life and our energy, and is going to push us to keep doing? Or if we achieve something, we will be that, okay, that's it, I can now lay down and just do nothing for the rest of my life. Like I think that we would maybe that would be the case, and you'd lay in a hammock for 2 days or 3 weeks, but at some point you would get up and sit and said, what next? What is my other goal? And it could be something very, and usually is, because that's the human nature, that we want something that sometimes seems not achievable. And for some people it could be, I don't know, climb Mount Everest, and for some people it could be finish university, and for some people would be moving to another city, and for some people would be to, I don't know, have a big group of friends, or make sure that my tomato plant grows and have amazing tomatoes when my soil is not really great, or if I don't have a garden. Things, the same little thing can be as big to someone as the other big thing that to someone else, and this is just our perception, and we are never the same. I am not in the shoes of this 65 years old guy who had everything, and all his kids had trust funds, and he had his mortgage paid off. And I am, in my mind, it's difficult for me to understand why a person like this is not happy and say, okay, I came to the end of all my achievements. What's next? The other thing to remember is that in this world, people who live in the affluent countries, which definitely Europe or America is, first of all, this is the fact that we should be all grateful for. But another is that we are going to live up till 100 years old. So I think we could have 3 lives, 4 lives, meaning that we can study, then get married, then work, then study again, then work again, then retire, then go back to study. So there is a lot of new beginnings because of the time we are here, and we need to shift our mindset like this. And this also means that we have a lot of new chances, that sometimes we think this is my last chance, and that's not the case, because there's going to be another chance and another. It obviously does not mean that we shouldn't take this chance and give all of our energy for this to achieve whatever we are achieving, or passing an exam, or studying to do something, or going for promotion, or setting up the business. It just means that as a time, obviously time is not linear, that's another thing, but let's say is the time we have a lot of time, but also this is not given. This is just a projection. We cannot be here in the next week. So also kind of all of those things to be mindful of. So leave everything as if we have many chances, but also leave as if that was the last chance we had. So I think that is maybe kind of difficult to understand, but if you take those two perspectives, it kind of gives you hope, but also is necessary for us to put everything and to do it without fear, as if that was the last thing we are doing, so we have nothing to lose. And I leave you with that, and have a lovely weekend. Do like this podcast, give it a like, give it a share, and I speak to you next time. Bye bye.